Welcome back, everyone. Okay, you're in for a good one. It was beginning of the year when my guest, Dave Johnson, came in, member of the Burnt Hills Oratorio Society, about a performance. They were doing a cabaret performance. And I remember we had a lot of fun in that interview. And partially, hopefully, as a result of the interview we did, a very successful cabaret
Very
performance,
successful,
right?
very successful. Completely sold out, both performances.
Right.
Very
Wonderful.
successful.
You could probably tell from the gentleman in the middle, this one's a little more serious. Okay, this is Dr. William Jon Gray. Dr. Billy is here, and who's a member of the Burnt Hills Oratorio Society as well. And both these gentlemen are here to talk about an upcoming performance called The Gift of Life. That's a big title. I'm going to start with you, William. You've been involved for a couple of years, but quite an involvement your whole life in terms of music, right?
Really, yes. From the time I was a child, yeah. And choral singing particularly has played a really strong role in my life, the direction I've taken in my life, and
what would you
and
say is the reason for that?
Well, for me, it had to do with finding a way to kind of interact with the world in a larger sense through music. When I was a kid, you know, I was a little bit shy and kind of quiet and reserved, and music opened a door for me to the rest of the world, particularly choral music, you know, where we have the opportunity to sing great words by great poets, great philosophical texts. So my advancement as a student, my growth as a human being, as somebody engaged with the world, really came a lot through choral music. Choral music opened up a lot of doors for me to a kind of intellectual life, a life of the mind that when I was younger I wasn't sure that was what I wanted, but as I had these experiences, it became clear that that really was going to be the path for me.
Oh, wonderful. Well said, too, by the way. You know, Dave, the last time you were in, we talked about the power of voices together. And, you know, a lot of times a musician will play in an orchestra or in a group or whatever, but that can be much more of a solo pursuit. When you're a member of a choral group, those harmonies, they register a whole different range of harmonics. The power of the voices, the subtlety of the connections, it becomes otherworldly, doesn't it?
It does. You know, there have been a number of research projects done about community singing and the various benefits that people derive from it. And one of the things that's really interesting is how when you take a group of people, I don't know, 50 or 100 people, and work on a piece of music together for a few minutes, it's been demonstrated that even people's heart rates begin to line up and sync together. So there's something about making music together where we connect on a more profound level. Even though there are we all come from different backgrounds and really diverse kind of communities, you come together and work on music together, and it really gets everyone's heart kind of beating.
Sure. Well, it
in the same
celebrates
time.
that diversity and that bond.
It does.
70 members, right? Do I have that correctly? Roughly 70 members?
70 members strong, mixed chorus, men and women, yes.
Wow. Now, the cabaret performance was a whole different, was very different than what we're about to talk about here. Talk to me a bit about why you came to the conclusion that you wanted to do this kind of a concert.
The concert that we're about to embark on June 15th is the themed concert for our 2017-2018 season, and the theme is The Gift of Life. And we started with the Haydn's Creation in October. We did the cabaret, all celebrating life, and now we have the fabulous John Rutter piece, The Gift of Life, to just put the benchmark on it. And we have two other very attractive pieces that are also part of the concert at the Immaculate Conception in Glenville.
Now, meaning the church, that's
Yes.
where the performance is going to be held. Talk to me a bit about the power of the music that you've selected.
Well, the creation and celebration of life in lyrics and in music by the writer, John Rutter, and the selection of the one-act chamber opera, Savitri, by Gustav Holst, and the Britten piece, Little Musgrave and Lady Barnard. It's a ballad that was done that all celebrates the circle and the love of life that we all appreciate.
Considering that this is a celebration of life, when you hear a phrase like the gift of life, you think, oh, you're going to have to sit and be quiet and just, there's some overtone to that suggests that, like I said, it might have a religious overtone or something like that. Not the case, right?
It is not the case. And actually, all three pieces on the program coming up on June 15th, each represent a kind of different approach to what the musical experience would be like. So we open the concert with a chamber opera, very different for a choral concert.
Yeah.
Usually choral concerts don't involve opera, but this is a very special piece for three soloists and women's chorus and chamber instrumental ensemble. And then we move to a piece for the men's chorus with piano. And then in the second half of the concert, we have this six-movement piece by John Rutter, all about the diversity of life and the spectacular beauty of creation. And that piece will be accompanied by projected original artwork by three local artists. So each piece has a little bit of a different kind of theatrical presentation about it. So a lot of times choral concerts can kind of fall into a pattern of being a big group of people in black clothes standing on risers, singing in languages nobody speaks, right? Right. So we're really trying to strike out and do something different with our concert experience. So every piece in the program will be a different kind of experience, a different way of experiencing.
Really? Well, if you're celebrating life, it certainly sort of fits that format, right? By the way, we're talking about 30-piece orchestra, choral, mixed choral, men and women, up to 70 members. They're going to take the ceiling off this church. We were joking before we went on air. I've been to some major performances with large choral groups and orchestra, and you walk out of there thinking, oh, Led Zeppelin's got nothing on them. There is just the power of combining the instruments and the voices. This is something you really have to do. Right down on Route 50, you can't miss this place. It's the Church of the Immaculate Conception. Big space, and they're going to fill it. It's June 15, which is a Friday night. Get there, go before the weekend, 7:30. What's the website?
Website is bhos.us.
Okay, one more time.
bhos.us.
bhos.us, and you can find out a lot about the story behind this. William was, as the artistic director, was filling me in and giving me a lot of the information about the story. Go to the website, find out about these pieces that they're performing and how they're connected to the gift of life and the celebration of diversity. I think it's seriously important stuff. Well, you guys do it. When you do it well. I'm telling you. So don't forget, June 15, Friday night, Church of the Immaculate Conception, right down in Glenville, Route 50. Just shoot down Route 50. You can't miss it. Great to have you both in again. I really can't wait to attend this event. It's really
good. Thank you. See you there.
Yes, thank you, David. Very nice to meet you, William. Thanks for coming in.
So great to be here.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.